Squishies scattered through the mist as Sam strode down the hall toward his office. Several of the wall scribblers waved as he passed. He nodded and waved back. SFP was laying a new red line in the corner of the perpendicular hall. The starfish people working stopped and let him pass through the hall crossing. Miss Mishi hopped along behind him, the head of a rabbit rat in her mouth. He reached the reception and walked through and into his office. Curator, Crunch Crunch, Spitzlittle, and Orbit were gathered around a large holotable. All looked up at him. "Show me what you got so far," Sam said. He walked up and looked into the table. Curator moved her hand over the table. It shifted the map of the station from where they currently were in the first sections, down to the lower extension of the core. "We have started crafting the housing here. It will go across the current core, attached here, here, and here." She pointed. "We have bartered for 3 shipments of Singston alloy from the Margot. They will be arriving within the next few hours. They have 7 Craddock vessels escorting them. They should be okay." Sam enlarged the depiction of the core. "What about the neutronium? Do we have a source to get star material of the quality we need?" Orbit spoke up. "Yes, sir, I do. I have relayed a message and they should be arriving within the next 2 days to discuss terms." Curator looked at him. "The totems?" Orbit nodded. "You think we can trust them?" Orbit shrugged. "About as much as we can trust anyone. They want something we have, and we want something they have. The promise of continued trade may hold them. They left their toys alone to wreak havoc on numerous worlds. They don't care for anything but themselves. Yes, and I am capable of helping them." Sam stood straighter. "Are there any other options? Do we have to broker through them?" Crunch Crunch and Spitzlittle looked at each other. Crunch Crunch wiggled his ears and spoke up. "Spitzlittle designed something that may be of use." He looked around at them, then continued. "She made a gravitic missile. It's pretty much gravitic plating wired onto an ion ram." Orbit's eyes widened. "Done properly, that could nova a star." Spitzlittle nodded. "Yeah, it was just a hypothetical, but the numbers line up pretty good." She tilted her head, cupping her breather. I know, it's super dangerous. It was just a mind exercise. I didn't know it could be possible." Sam looked at them quizzically. "I don't understand. We don't want to cause a supernova. We want to harvest neutronium. How does some super missile help us?" Crunch Crunch chittered nervously. Well, with some modifications rather than condensing the star around it, it could be balanced so it could withstand the pressures inside." Crunch Crunch was moving his hands as he talked. See, we can make it so it could go right through, using the star's own energy to power it. We create a field inside that could contain the neutronium as it passed through." Sam looked at Curator and Orbit. "Is this even possible? Can we build something like that?" "We might be able to," Orbit answered. "However, odds are we just end up launching a rocket at a Neutron star. There's a small chance we detonate said star. There's an even smaller chance we succeed." Sam thought for a moment. "Think that is how the totems get it?" Orbit nodded. "It has potential to be a viable method. They may use it or something like it. Truthfully, I don't know." Sam paced a moment. "So far they have not proven a threat to us, just negligent. I say we continue on path and try to barter with them." Everyone nodded. Sam looked at Spitzlittle. "Once we start second phase, you're getting a lab of your own. I want you doing research and development for us." Sam looked at the purple hologram of Orbit. "Work with her. Share knowledge. Allocate whatever I have to spare. If she has more ideas like that, we might just be able to defend ourselves if something ever comes knocking." Sam looked at the hologram of Phase 2. "This is a game changer." Sam left everyone at the briefing, carrying Miss Mishi with him down to the restaurants. He walked through the wide hall, watching the numerous species eating. An SFP cluster were gathered around a circular table eating squishies and clams. Sam stopped at the newest addition to the hall, the Hot Damn Bar and Grill. He chuckled and went in through the 2 swinging doors. Sam could smell the sweet smell of vat-grown beef burgers. He walked over to the bar and smiled at his doppelganger. "Hey, damn. Sup, OG? How's business?" Sam looked around at the bar full of carnivorous species eating burgers and Craddock doing shots. Looks pretty good. Yep, I've got a bit of coin stashed away already. You still plan on catching a ride out? Dan poured a whiskey and set it in front of Sam. Yeah, Killall offered to take me several sectors over. There is a great arm hub station there. I may be able to book passage toward the general direction of Earth. Sam took a sip. There's a lot of ifs in that. Yep, I know. You're going to do it anyway? Could always run around in circles here with you. Maybe get in on your morning email chain? I felt that. Sam tilted the glass back. Well, I will live vicariously through you then. I'll be sure to write then. You'll let me know before you go? Dam nodded. We may be the last humans either of us ever see. Of course I'll say bye. Sam fist-bumped Dam and then picked Miss Mishy up. He waved and headed back out the door. Sam was sitting in the atrium before bed, watching as a massive ship approached, far too large to dock. Orbit? How can I help you, sir? Were you not going to inform me about the giant ship closing on us? They are just dropping off new employees, sir. A shuttle is bringing them over now. New employees? Yes, the ones you bartered for. Confusion was apparent on Sam's face. When did I barter for employees? 3 months ago, sir. You agreed to open a dialogue between the heir and the preserver in exchange for them to station medics here. Holy crap! Sam jumped up. Wheat, they finally came. Damn it, Orbit. You need to keep me informed of these things. My apologies, sir. It was you who bartered the deal. You were informed before I was. God damn it, he muttered and entered the elevator. Sam was smoothing his shirt as the 4 heir entered into the entry room from the gantry. Sam and the Stygian guards eyed them over. The tall, long-legged heir stood staring at Sam, the walked-in square formation over to him. The lead one spoke English. You are confirmed, Sam. A human, correct? Sam nodded. Yes, that is me. We have been designated Twain Station medical personnel. We have been told you will have room and board for us. Is this correct? Yes, we've had an empty space in the trade hall waiting for you. Sam turned and waved them to follow. Come with me. I will lead you there. The 4 heir followed, as did 2 of the Stygian guard. The group walked down the misty hall. An heir ran its spongy on the wall as it walked. It has been cleaned, it said and looked up at the ceiling. Evidence of removed mist moss. The lead heir spoke near Sam. You have been cleaning. That is good. Hygiene is important to prevent spread of disease. When Scout 146 was here, it was a wake-up call. I've hired a crew of custodians since then, and they have been doing a pretty good job. Sam turned the corner, as did the rest. The grazers are pretty amazing. Yes, they are a well-documented species. We are able to treat them. A herd of squishies flocked around everyone's feet, dodging their steps. And these creatures? The heir asked. Pretty much free food. If you're ever hungry, you can have one. Noted. Do you eat them? Sam looked over his shoulder with a smile. Only when I'm really drunk. They stepped into the trade hall. The Infinigan shop was at the far end. A Stygian run outfit shop was on their left. Beside the Stygian shop was shop with its shutter closed. Sam walked over to it, unlatched it, and raised up the shutter. Inside, the space was 4 times longer than it was wide. Sam looked at the heir. Will this do? The 4 heir stepped into the space. One pulled a cube out of its satchel and began scanning. The lead one stepped beside Sam. The space will work. We will require your custodians to come and sanitize the space. Are you charging for usage of said space? Sam shook his head. No. I just ask that you treat everyone that needs medical aid. You can charge those you treat, but I ask you don't price gouge them. The heir looked at each other. The leader bowed. We have determined we approve of this posting. There is potential here. We heard that you have a preserver we can speak to. Yes, he's usually in his zoo. Feel free to visit him. He should be civil. We will do as such. We will ready this space to administer treatment first. All right. Sam looked around. Well, if there are things you need, just ask for Orbit or myself. We will do our best to accommodate you. The lead heir held out its hand. Thank you for this opportunity, Human Sam. Sam shook its spongy manipulator. The honor is mine. Sam put in his earbuds and began his walk back to his quarters. As he was walking down a corridor, he paused. He turned and looked inside a storage room that had the door open. A group numbering near 40 of the small, lumpy creatures were gathered, watching one-etched shapes on the wall. They all turned one eye each, staring at Sam. He stepped in and knelt near them, looking at the wall. Everything 2 feet and under was covered in the graffiti of shapes. Sam touched it. Each of the small creatures focused both eyes on him. Sam pulled out his right earbud. "What is this?" he asked the one who was writing. It chittered quietly at him. His left earbud shut off the music and translation sounded through. "Go away, this not yours, scram." Sam stood up. "It's my station. You are writing on my walls. It is mine, and I would like you to stop." It chittered and clicked. Then the whole group began chittering. "You dare! Insolence! Trying to silence us! We will teach you rightly. You will learn." One threw a sharp bit of wire. It stuck in the toe of his shoe. Another ran at him using a sharp wire as a spear. It went through the top of his shoe and bit into the top of his foot. Sam took a quick step back. "Holy fuck, stop, stop!" He stomped his foot down. "I said stop!" he shouted. They stopped still. Sam knelt back down slowly, his hands up. "You are mad, why?" The one who was writing chittered. "We must know. So we share, tell. This we tell. You are trying to stop the telling. It must be told." Sam looked at the maze of shapes and lines on the wall. "It's actually kind of cool." He stood up. "What if I gave you guys somewhere to draw these lines? Rather than hiding in alcoves and bathrooms, you could have a safe, designated room. Would you agree to that?" The leader chittered to the group. They each either gave a raised claw or held it out flat. There were far more raised. The leader turned back to him. "We will accept your room. All right, I need to rest right now, but when I get up I will get a room ready for you guys. That okay? We will be here telling for a cycle." It chittered, and then turned back to etching in the wall with its claw. Sam stepped out of the room, all their eyes focused on the writing one. Sam put his earbud back in and jogged the rest of the way to his quarters. Sam stripped down to his undies and got into bed. He shoved Miss Mishy over, taking her warm spot. She climbed on top of him. Sam clapped his hands and the light turned off. "Wake up, Sam," Orbit said through the speakers in his room. "Get up." The lights clicked on. Sam's left eye opened. "What, Orbit? I'm still tired." "There's a situation, sir." Sam sat up. "Fill me in." "Farian, a sister grazer to Baroa, found a corpse in the public restrooms near the hot dam." Sam climbed out of bed and started putting on his pants. "Natural or malintent?" "Shot repeatedly, sir. Curator is sitting in your office now with the perpetrators." "Who did it?" 3 of Thinwalk's clansmen." "Repercussions?" "None so far. It was a lone trader selling salvage at the Infinigan's shop." "Okay, I'm heading to my office now." "Curator is informed. She has them talking." Sam stomped into his office. 3 Stygians were seated in chairs by the far wall. Thinwalk was waving his arms at Curator. Curator stood, cross-armed, staring him down with her display eye. Everyone turned to look at Sam. "Curator, what happened?" Sam asked with a sigh. "These 3. She paused. "We're paying off debts to one another in the restroom, in traditional Stygian fashion, apparently. The victim, after having eaten a table's worth of burgers and clams, entered to void himself of waste." She turned and stared at the 3, her LED eye turning from blue to red. "The victim uttered some slurs based on their conduct in an open stall and made references to their lineage and parents. They took the insult to heart and attacked. Then Twinstalk pulled pistol and fired 3 shots. The other 2 then pulled theirs and fired as well, a total of 28 shots." Sam shut his eyes, pinching the bridge of his nose. "I'm not trained for this. I am a shuttle mechanic." "What the fuck?" Sam opened his eyes and looked them all over. "Thinwalk, this is the 2nd infraction. The training didn't stick. First off, these 3 are fired and ejected from the station. Find them passage somewhere else, promptly." Thinwalk stood taller, waving his arms. "The filthy muck-eater insulted my clan. It was a justified kill. You will not punish my cousins." "I disagree. Your clan was hired to guard this station and its guests. That." Sam turned to Curator. "What exactly was it?" Curator pulled up a hologram. It showed a large, 8-legged, 4-armed, thick-torsoed creature with 9 eyes extending on eye stalks. It had a thick carapace, and the middle of its chest hinged open to reveal a mouth full of waving baleen-like teeth. Its species name did not easily translate into English. Roughly, they call themselves those who come from the 5th holy planet, cleanest of all peoples, best at all things. You suck. It's a crawfish. That is a crawfish person. Sam then turned to Thinwalk. I do not care if it ate poop off your shoe. Your clan was to keep it safe, and you violated that utterly and completely. You failed that creature. You failed me, and you want me to not punish these 3 for murder? Thinwalk extended his eye stalks and was shaking as he waved his several arms. It was within our code. It was not murder. That cretin received justice for what it said. I disagree. Your cousins killed it because it hurt their feelings. That is stupid. That is beyond stupid. This has the potential to be an interplanetary incident. If I had a prison cell, I would lock these 3 up, contact the homeworld of whatever 5th planet system, and hand them over. I do not need violence here. Violence begets violence. I have seen it. Orbit has seen it, and we do not want it. Sam walked over to the 3. You 3 are to leave. Get off my station now. Sam pointed at the door. The 3 got up and walked out the door. Thinwalk waved his arms. You are an idiot, Sam. May you rot here with that bile-eating filth we put out of its misery. Then Thinwalk stormed out. Sam stood as the doors hissed shut. Damn it, God damn it! He turned to Curator. What did the Grazers do with the body? The SFP purchased it off them and added it to their reclamation tanks. Shit. What if he had family? What if they wanted to bury it somewhere? We don't know their funeral rites. Sam went over to his desk and sat down. This is legal shit. This is law book stuff, and I don't have any clue on it. You are correct. We are in international waters out here. If we are to declare this as human space, we need a set of rules so peoples know what to expect when here. That is beyond me. Sam looked at her. You and Orbit start drafting up a set of laws then. We can add them as a preamble, like an accept button when anyone uses the merchant program. Sir, we cannot make laws. That is rogue mother territory. Orbit appeared sitting on the desk. She is correct, sir. We obey. We cannot run the risk of us making rules or laws. We may twist them or find ways out of our code doing that. Curator shivered. I'm a big fan of my code. Same, Orbit said. Shit, what to do? Orbit hopped off the desk. The scribblers, sir. The scribblers? Those lumpy, angry things that stabbed my foot? Yes, sir. They are dedicated to higher thought. They would be like fish in water with legal argument. They were doing classes or something, weren't they? Orbit nodded. They are always doing classes, sir. They are adamant to learn all they can. Then we will put out a job posting for some lawyers and a judge. Sir, we will need to add guard positions to the postings as well. Thinwalk's clan is currently loading their ship and preparing to leave. Shit. We did end up with an interplanetary situation. Damn it. Sam walked down to the Infinigan shop. Crunch Crunch was hammering on something when he approached. Hey, Crunch Crunch. Hello, Sam, he said without looking up. You need something, Sam? Yes, I need Spitzlittle and the rest of your tribe's help. Crunch Crunch set all his tools down and lifted his focal lens goggles. Our assistance is always yours to have. The totems should be arriving shortly with enough neutronium to power up a second core. I need all hands on deck to get it working. I need that done as quickly as safety permits. We have 13 suits ready for spacewalk. The main housing is ready, as is the storage encasement. My wife saw to that personally. She loves energy generation systems. She's a whiz like that. Good. That eases my mind a bit. Sam sat on a stool across from him. Secondly, I want Spitzlittle focused on getting defenses ready in case the totem pull anything, and also we may have issues with the Stygians. I heard. They killed someone? Yes. They all left the station over it. Never liked them anyways. You didn't? No, they hit one of my kin because she wouldn't get out of their way fast enough. Good they are gone then. Sam turned on the stool, looking out to the main concourse. It seems like I'm always just on the verge of this place falling apart. Crunch Crunch wiggled his ears and slapped the table twice. You are doing well. We are thankful for you and this station. We will help you, Sam. Quit worrying. Sam still staring out. If I didn't worry, I'd worry. Crunch Crunch moved his stool around beside him and stared at the several tourists walking by. After a moment, he spoke. Sam, I have a personal question about humans. Ask away, I got nothing to hide. Do you bleed often? Sam looked at him quizzically. I try not to. Why are you wanting me to bleed? No, not at all, I was... Crunch Crunch tilted his head thinking and adjusted his breather. Are there times when humans just bleed for no reason? I am curious because... He thought another moment. We could use human blood for testing a device. Yes, a device for testing health. We did not want to hurt you and was wondering if you just randomly bleed sometimes so we could harvest some. No, I don't randomly bleed. I can get the air to maybe draw some blood if you need some. Crunch Crunch wiggled his mouth. No. We will make do. Can use other means to get results for device. Was just curious. No worries. Sam stood up. Your tribe will be able to get to work soon. I will relay the message promptly. Thank you, Crunch Crunch. I am thankful for your people as well. Pouch Cheek sat, using her breather in Shineless's habitat. Pouch Cheek touched her earcom as Crunch Crunch relayed a message to her. Crunch Crunch asked, He did not get an answer, dear. I'm sorry. We don't know what's wrong. What should I do? Shineless asked, tears in her eyes. Am I dying? It hurts so much. Pouch Cheek wrapped her forearms around the girl. We can't take you out. It is too dangerous. We will find out what is wrong. Spitzlittle has ideas. She's acting on a plan. Shineless hugged her back. Thank you, she cried.